Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I will introduce my team. My name is Windi Sasdila as the first speaker, and Maryam as the two speaker, and the last speaker, Nur Islamia. Okay, I'm from group 8. The title of my paper about how to teach writing. Okay, number 1, use fun ways so as not to bore children quickly. Every now and then, invite the child to write his name or on colorful paper. Don't rush her to write the alphabet or numbers. Let the child get creative with a pencil and put all his imagination on paper. Number 2, teach the child to hold the correct pencil. You must check whether the pencil thumb and forefinger are not overlapping and can form an with the pencil resting on the child's third or fourth finger. That way it will be easier and more comfortable to write. Number 3, give a short pencil that is easy to grip. As a starting point for practicing writing, you can give him a short pencil because it is easy to grip and is blended with the child's fingers. 4. Apart from pencil, you can use crayons. The goal is that children are not too bored during writing practice. The colorful crayon will also make him more enthusiastic. Number 5. Practice anywhere. You can invite children to practice writing in the middle of their play activities. For example, when you go to the beach, you can invite him to write in the sand. Or when playing in the garden, using stones to write on the ground. Number 6. Practice writing with games. You can familiarize your child with causing writing games such as puzzle games. You can cut out some letters and have the child write them. This method is a fun activity to encourage children to write. 7. Don't force yourself to keep writing. Forcing will only make you little on depressed and reluctant to be invited to study again. Do it when the child is not hungry or sleepy, to train him so that you can be more optimal when teaching him to write. It's best to stop writing practice when the child starts to feel bored. 8. Let the children write according to the paper length. Help the child to start writing the uppercase or lowercase letters according to the paper length. If there are letters that are italic or uneven, you can ask the child to erase and repeat again. 9. Train the child to chicken the dotted line. After successful teaching the child to write according to paper length, the next step is to practice chickening the dotted line. Provide a drawing with dotted lines and invite the child to connect each line on the paper. 10. Teach children to bold pictures. How to write can be started by doing bold techniques. Let the child choose the picture they like best. For example, flowers. That way you can search for flowers picture and train your child to emulate them. 11. Introducing letter alternately, such as capital letters A, T, or if, will be easier for children to write than capital letter A or C. With great variance and consistency, you need to train children to write the letter alternatively. 12. Train by writing numbers. After the child can write all the numbers well, ask the child to write some number. Describe basic shapes such as similar in number 3 or two small circles in figure 8. 13. Do not limit children writing. Let them write about their imagination. It could be about superhuman, outer space empire, or maybe live under the sea. The calmer you are, the more likely they are to move on to more serious writing. 14. Train the child hand-markless to get used to writing by asking the child to write the words you say. Then check whether the exercise is correct or not so that you know the level of needs of the child. If the child is wrong when practicing, then set a good example so that practice can become a child habit. 15. Do not demand perfection on children who are just learning and practicing writing. When children feel that writing must be perfect, this not only takes away their creativity and joy, but sometimes make it lazy to practice again. 16. Often invited children to communicate. This is the initial provision to teach children to quickly be able to write. You will also find it easier when teaching children to write everything they have understood first. 17. Teach patiently and slowly. Do not immediately ask children to write neatly. Ask the child to be patient or rest so that their hands are not too tired. When the child has the intention to learn again, then you can encourage him again. And the last 18. Give a prize. Always support your child writing. Give sincere praise for his work. Appreciate what they work for. Look at the process, judge the process, and don't just judge the result. Good, good or bad, children writing, we must give appreciation by giving praise. This is not order to motivate them to produce even better writings. Why teaching writing? Language skill include four aspects, namely listening skill, speaking skill, reading skill, and writing skill. Writing is an activity to generate thought and feelings. Writing can also be interpreted as a way of communicating by expressing thoughts, feelings, and desires to others in writing. Writing is a productive and expensive activity. The purpose of writing activities is to clearly and effectively express speech, message, attitude, and thought to the readers. Indonesian language lesson not only teach language material, but also literacy material. The two material are planned and have the same share so that the management must also be balanced. For example, in learning to write short story, learning materials, writing short story are not discretely integrated into language material and literacy material. Writing learning in school is still very animal and less active. Writing lesson is in school are often taught. Learning to write is not important, takes time, and cannot boast national exam scores. This is because there are very few questions related to the material written in the national exam. In case there are important things that must be left behind writing. Writing is an activity that empowers oneself and others because ideas, thoughts, new things, history, or story can be connected to others more broadly through accepting written media. Great opportunity to learn ideas and thoughts that need to be supported by emotion and conveyed in a good and correct form. In essence, the idea that conveyed written is expected to be rooted and connected with the desired or target audience. Ideas and thoughts that are put into writing that need to be understood, but the purpose of which is written, and to whom this paper is handled through the use of language, terms, and ideas to be conveyed is in accordance with what is desired. Next presenter.
B. What kind of writing should students do? Type of handwriting used by students. Type of handwriting that students use. So in writing, the types of writing that students usually use or often use are 1. Braille font. Enjoy the organic brush style of this beautiful handwriting font. 2. Amira display font. 3. Small Antwerp font. 4. Kikuru typeface. 5. Hand stripe font. 6. Calista typeface. 7. Pumpkin script or typeface. 8. Lodson toast font. C. What do writing sequences look like? Like what order of writing? Alright, because the written order varies, so what I will explain is the order of the existing paper, which are usually select. Number 1. Closing cover or paper. Cover contains the title of the paper and the name of the author, logo of the institution or year of publication. 2. Abstract. 3. Table of contents. 4. Forever. 5. Preliminary. 6. Background. 7. Formulation of the problem. 8. Our purposes. D. How should teacher correct writing? To achieve the goals, teacher need appropriate learning techniques which are developed in the learning process in the classroom. Teacher must develop student language skills in correcting student language error in learning. The teacher can conduct an evaluation, looking for mistakes, and in detail failing to correct, which is curling in incomplete activity from the perfect of education and language improvement. In other words, the language error must be correct or difficult. Correcting students' mistakes in writing really needs to be done by the teacher. If I miss to correct language error made by students, especially in writing, that the point of the teacher correcting students, you see, is that students know the mistakes are can do more fix the mistakes done. In correcting students' language error in writing learning, teacher can use first technique. One such technique is a correction technique. Language error correction. There are two correction techniques, namely direct and indirect correction. It is possible for the teacher to collaborate the two correction techniques, direct correction and indirect correction technique. The correct students' language error in the writing learning. Number 1. Correction technique. Language error correction can be used for spoken language errors and writing language errors using direct or indirect technique. 2. Direct correction technique concept. Direct correction techniques allow two parties to do this, in this case by the teacher and by the student. In elementary school learning that does not require reasoning in correction multiple choice, right, wrong, or short description, students can make direct correction. This kind of correction is called peer correction. Number 3. Direct correction technique in learning writing. Correction in rectification, repair, examination, where direct is continuous without going to intermediaries, not stopping. So direct correction is repair direct examination without intermediaries.
Next presenter.
What can be done about handwriting? Anything that can be done about handwriting. So what can be done with handwriting that has the effect give us sensitivity to eye, give us a personal to, and can help students learn faster. Good handwriting can also be interpreted as market of good personality. Say elementary education, we all have written good and never wise to write in books that have special columns. Right? Want to know the reason why having good writing is important to us? Having the ability to write by hand will never be replied to any time. Apart from having the sensation and discussion and ability handwriting ability. Discuss showed the brain of the typing group called not distinguishing between letter and shape, but the brain of the children word coordination that writing but become the mind activator of the brain respond the related sound. The third material, more reading suggestion. In our right article, of course, the making of suggestion must be according with the minimum number of characters. This is done so that there is equality conveyed, and the word limit for making a good suggestion is more than 200 words. Suggestion is presenting the influence or view of one party to other. As a result, the words will be the most why this influence for you and accept the conclusion and conclusions with you thinking.
Concluding.
Okay, the last section, there is closing. The conclusion that we can draw from our material is that writing is a skill in learning. Writing is the most important thing in the world of education. Writing also has many common types and characteristics. How we teach writing is by paying attention to the strategies in the first material. Writing activities must be preserved in every lesson so that children can be trained to write.